Yeah, the Bulls. I'm kind of concerned. I can't lie. I'm actually kind of concerned about the Bulls. Like the only team I could like see them beating in the top six is like Cleveland, and
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
They struggle too much against good teams.
like no bias. I don't think that they could. I think they could beat the Celtics, but I don't think it's like. I would probably take the Celtics in that series. It'll probably be like a 7-game series, but I think I would take Boston.
I would say the same. I think the Bulls can definitely beat Boston, especially with like if Zoe and Caruso are in full swing. But if I was a betting man, I'm probably putting my money on Boston.
Yeah, I would as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of concerned about the Bulls, man. I know they're dealing with injuries and stuff, which is kind of big, but they still got the top end talent on their roster. And man, it's kind of a theme if you can't beat the good teams. Like it's cool that you beat the teams that you're supposed to beat, but you got to at least be like batting 500 against the great teams, and they're like what 2-18 or
2-18,
something
I
like
think, or
that.
something like that as of a week ago. Yeah.
That's bad. It's bad. I don't know. We'll see though. They've been struggling. The Cavs have been struggling, and it seems like everybody else in the East is trending upwards, and those two teams are kind of on the downswing right now.
I mean, to me, the fact that the Cavs are like in the playoffs as like an actual like secure seed, not a play-in seed, I think that's already a W of a season. So even if they start to hit a little bit of a wall, maybe Mobley hits a little bit of a rookie wall, they start to throw some more things at like Darius and Jarrett, which Darius Garland has still been playing great. I know he was out for a little bit, but even recently in their losses, he's played very well. They might throw some things at them to slow them down a little bit, but the fact that this team has come this far this season and is still pretty young and has a lot of room to grow, W season. So it's not something I'm concerned about because I didn't expect them to contend this year anyways. Still exceeding expectations to the highest degree.
100%.
But with the age of the Bulls and the stage they're at, yeah, I know they didn't really come into the season as a title contender, but I feel like they should have been at least a little bit more competitive against the top end.
And it's just like, are we going to see this version of DeMar DeRozan next year or the year after that? I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure because he's getting older. So it's like, kind of got to capitalize on what you got right now. This is probably the best version of DeMar that you will get in this 3-year deal. And the fact that they just can't beat good teams is just not a good sign because when you get to the postseason, especially where they're about to be seeded, most likely, you're going to play a good team no matter who you're going up against. So it's highly concerning. But like you said about the Cavs, it is nice that they're having a successful season. But they made the trade at the deadline, the Caris LeVert deal. I feel like that was kind of like, okay, we want to at least be super competitive in the playoffs, like try and win a series. And now it's like, I don't know if they're going to win a series. The biggest problem with this team is like health. It's just like their guys are not all healthy at the same time, which is definitely unfortunate. But I don't know. Those teams, it's not the best time to be not playing your best basketball. I'll say that much.
Yeah, definitely. On the point of DeMar, I think the one good thing is for him is that he's kind of molded his game over the years to rely a lot less on athleticism. So between his finesse and his footwork and just his intelligence of the game, he'll probably still be fine for the rest of this contract. But I do agree this is probably the best basketball we're going to see from DeMar. It's tough because I didn't think the Bulls were going to be this good. But at the same time, they have committed a lot to this group. So you would like to think that they can at least be at least a second round appearance regular, which doesn't look to be a lock right now. So it remains to be seen.
Well, I think that going forward, Zach LaVine can continue to improve as much as DeMar could decline. Because really, DeMar's been so crazy recently. Zach LaVine hasn't had to do as much. Obviously, he still had great performances, but he hasn't. Like, it's not relied on him to do as much. So it's like, if he comes out and he starts playing crazy, I mean, they could definitely do something. They have the talent to compete. The fact that they're missing their two best defensive guards is really shooting them in the foot. It's like, it's one of those things where I was talking about, like, with the Warriors early in the episode. It's like, it's hard to like decipher what they are now because of the injury factors, and like we saw them be great while those pieces were in place. But also with them, their record is so egregiously terrible against the good teams that you can still take somewhat of a takeaway and say, okay, yeah, this is still pretty concerning.
I did not realize Zach LaVine was only 26 years old. He seems so much older for some reason. I don't know why. And I also just found out I had the exact same birthday as Ayo Dosunmu. Like same day, same year, same age. Didn't know that. Learn something new every day.